Hi, everybody. This is Dave with the Compass Options Live Trading Room again, and this is the going to be the video on what I call the SPY super system. This is trading the SPY, and you can trade the Qs and the IWM off exactly the same system using a Compass Dominator combo method. And so this is going to be, I'm going to call it the SPY super system just so it's easy to identify. And it won't take too long. This will probably take half an hour or so. And we'll go through the setups and how to trade this. So we'll get started here. Again, I have to do the disclaimer. All signals and trading opportunities we provide here, orally, written, electronically, are for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. All right, so let's get into it. First thing I want to do is just go over kind of a refresher on what the Dominator system looks like and what the indicators on there are. Again, this is the SPY right here on the Dominator system, a 5-minute chart, which is what we'll be looking at. And you've got a couple things on here. You've got a background color. This is black. Then we get a light pink and a dark pink. And in this particular case, you've got your price candles right here. And you see we've got these little arrows. These are sell signals on the SPY in this particular case. And down below here are the Dominator or the market internals indicators for the five different indexes that the market internals of the Dominator system is looking at. So that, and we get the 15 EMA and the 50 EMA here. And this little block here in the upper right-hand corner tells you what the current trend is for that particular stock that you're looking at. In this case, we'll be looking at the SPY, so it was bearish. Okay, and here's the opposite. This is the SPY on a bullish chart, and you can see the internals go from red to green, and we've got buy signals on the SPY. Here, you see the price action here, and the buy signals stay on the SPY basically almost all day long as the market internals stayed green the whole time. And we'll talk about all of that. And you can see here on the background, we went from a black, which is a neutral background, to this is a lightish green. It looks kind of bluish to me, but light green and then dark green. Light green is somewhat bullish. Dark green is very bullish. All right, so that's background, very important. Obviously, the indicators are very important, and the buy and sell signals are very important. And again, you can see up on the right-hand corner here, we've got the green box telling us that the multi-time frame trend, and that's what this is indicating, is bullish. And here's another one, same kind of thing, just so you can kind of get familiar with the way the Dominator system looks, because this is one of the things we'll be using to make these SPY trades. This and the Compass system combined. But so this kind of shows you what we're looking for. All right, so the Dominator market internals. The Dominator market internals are looking at 5 market internals, indexes for 5 internals for 5 indexes. They look at the Dow, the New York Stock Exchange, triple Qs, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the SPY, and the Russell 2000. So it's looking at all of these 5 indexes across each one and then all of them together. And what it's looking at is it's measuring the number of stocks that are moving up on up volume and upticks versus the number of stocks moving down on down volume and downticks. Nothing to do with price. It's just the number of stocks moving up on up volume and upticks versus the number of stocks moving down on down volume and downticks. When there's a significant disparity in the number of stocks moving up versus the number of stocks moving down, it's going to create a buy or a sell signal for the stock or index that you're looking at. And in this particular case, it will be looking at the SPY. And it's going to generate that buy or sell signal if there's a disparity in the number of stocks moving up versus moving down, if the multi-time frame trend aligns with the signal. So if you get a market internals that are green, mostly green, then you'll get buy signals on the SPY if the SPY multi-time frame trend is green or bullish. So as long as you've got green on your background color, you'll get the buy signal. If you don't, you won't. So again, the multi-time frame trend is indicated by the background on the Ninja chart, light pink or dark pink for bearish, light green or dark green for bullish. So that's going to tell us what the multi-time frame trend is, and that's what we want to be joining when we go long or short. We want to be trading in the direction of that trend. So this will keep us in the right trend. And you're going to trade the SPY in the direction that matches the multi-time frame trend. So again, you're going to only trade long when the multi-time frame trend is green, which is when you'll be getting your buy signals. If it's red and the market internals are green, you're not going to get a buy signal on it. And the market internals, by the way, will always be the same no matter what stock or index you look at on the Ninja platform. Those market internals always reflect those 5 indexes. The only thing that would change on the Ninja platform for any particular stock or index that you look at would be the background color for that particular stock or index. Okay, so that's what the market internals are looking at, and this is very important because we want to be trading with the market internals. Now, the Compass Dominator alignment is what we want on the super SPY trades. So we want the Compass and Dominator systems to be aligned. So what we're looking for here is the highest probability SPY trade setups. They were going to have the Compass and the Dominator system alignment. If you got a bullish Dominator alignment, you want the Compass system to also have a bullish alignment. So they would be matched up. So when the Dominator shows bullish market internals and the SPY with a green background, then the Ninja Dominator is going to have a SPY buy signal, and vice versa for a bearish signal. When you get that, when you have a Dominator buy or sell signal on the SPY, there's a potential for a trade, but just a potential so far. The Compass indicators must also match the direction of the trade. So your Compass indicators, especially your current time frame Laguerre, your momentum, and your multi-time frame Laguerre, again, the multi-time frame momentum, they should also be matched up. So if you've got green background, you've got a buy signal on the SPY, then you want the multi-time frame Laguerre and the current time frame Laguerre on the SPY, on the Compass system, to be also green or blue, but it needs to be bullish. And we're going to take the super SPY trade will be in the direction of the current SPY trend. Again, so if the SPY is having a bullish day, it's a bullish trend, we're not going to trade it short no matter what happens. We're going to wait and join it when the trend becomes bullish. And we need to enter these trades near a support level for a bullish entry or a resistance level for a bearish entry. It's really important to get into these trades at a good point. All right, so this is the key here now. Again, the highest probability SPY trade setups are going to have a Compass Dominator alignment. So you'll have a Dominator system with a green background for the SPY, a buy signal on the SPY, which meaning that the market internals are green, and you will have a matching blue or green momentum indicators on this Compass system. And we'll show you this in just a minute. And again, we want to enter these trades somewhere near a support or a resistance level. Support for longs, resistance for short. We don't want to be jumping into stocks into trends that are moving too fast. We don't want to be chasing to the upside or to the downside. Okay. So once the SPY trade is initiated, this is kind of important. Once the trade is initiated, in other words, you've got a nice SPY trade set up. Everything is lined up for you. You got your green background. You've got your buy signals. You've got the Compass system telling you get in. You're getting in right at a support level, like a breakout of dynamic compression or a bounce off the VWAP. You can stay in the trade as long as the buy signals continue, or if you reach your profit target, or the Compass system show a weakening of momentum. So the way to stay in these trades is to follow the signals, the buy signals, but it's also going to depend on the market, the day the market you're in. In other words, a trending day will be much easier to do that. But again, once the trade is initiated, watch the signals, watch your Compass system to make sure that it doesn't go from bullish to bearish. And now this is also very important. The market also should be taken into consideration. And we've had really last 2 days here, we've had terrible chop. So on choppy trendless days, the profit targets should be more passive. You don't want to be trying to stay in the trade too long. And the trade side should be less aggressive. You want to basically keep your risk much lower on choppy days, trendless days. On trending days now, the profit targets and the trade size can be more aggressive, and you can tend to stay in the trades longer. You can take a little bit of a pullback and not be too worried if you're in a trending day. Whereas on a choppy day, those pullbacks are likely to take you out of the trade. And again, it's very important to enter these super SPY trades as close to support or resistance level as possible. And one last thing, be aware of any nearby support or resistance levels on the SPY. If the SPY is getting close to it's moving up fast, it's getting close to the 200-day moving average on the daily chart, you want to be very careful because that's going to be a resistance level and it's likely to pause at that point. So just be aware of your nearby support and resistance levels and don't take trades if the SPY is too close to those. Okay, so this is the Compass Dominator combo. You've probably seen this before. Again, so bullish on the Dominator system is the Dominator background will be green, and Dominator will have a buy signal, which means the market internals are also bullish. Bearish, the Dominator background will be red, and the Dominator will have sell signals. And when this happens, when you've got a Compass system lined up with the Dominator, again, it's possible to take a larger trade size, possible to stay in trades longer, just like we were talking about. But again, a lot of it depends on the market. And the best entry for trades when the Dominator aligns is a bounce off the 15 EMA, for example, a bounce off the VWAP, a bounce off the pivot points, if we have a pivot point showing up on the chart, or a breakout of dynamic compression zones. Any of these would be entries for bullish or bearish. Again, a bounce off of 15 would be if the stock was moving up to the 15 EMA and rolled over. A bounce off the VWAP for bearish would be moving up to the VWAP and then rolling over and heading back down again. So those are kind of the best levels to look for. This entering and exiting the Compass Dominator highest probability trades. So when you have a Compass Dominator high probability trade set up, enter the trade near support for bullish and near resistance for bearish. I keep emphasizing this. Be aware of the major support and resistance level that may limit the profit potential. And this is true with any trade, but is especially true with the SPY. Now the exits, if the price closes below support, for example, if you're coming in off the VWAP and the volume weighted average price, everything looks good, but it closes a 5-minute candle below there, probably best to get out and re-enter the trade if it pops back up again. So again, if it closes below support or above resistance or for bearish trades, you can exit. And the profit target should take the overall market trend for the day into consideration. And this is what we just talked about in the last slide. Trending days allow more time to look for larger profits, and you can scale out on trending days. You can maybe get in with 5 contracts, take off 2, and then take off 2, and then take off 1. Choppy markets, you basically have to take your profits more quickly, and generally on choppy days, I'll take all my contracts off, unless it's some extraordinary thing going on. But generally, that's what I'm going to do because I want to get the profits locked in, and I'll look for another entry. Again, these are potential profitability exits when you're in the trade, other than what we just looked at here, as far as the exit is concerned. Also, if the market internals reverse and produce a signal in the opposite direction of your trade, you want to get out. In other words, if you get a buy signal and it switches to a sell signal, not neutral. I mean, you can have a buy signal disappear because the market internals have gone neutral and the SPY is still looking green. Then you could stay in the trade. But if the signals getting produced turn to opposite, if in other words you start getting sell signals when you're in a trade with the buy signals, then you want to get out. When you hit a predetermined profit target, and on choppy days, this is my preference right here, is to have a predetermined profit target, set it, and set your sell order in, and take it when it happens. Because a lot of the SPY can move around very, very with a lot of volatility. And if you get in and you put a nice profit target in there, and the SPY pops up, it may take you out for a nice profit and then turn around and head back again, and you've got your money. So it's good to have something working, especially on choppy days. or you're in profits and the stock starts to lose momentum. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute when we look at some charts. Once you get your profits and the stock looks like it's momentum is starting to trade, or the SPY is losing its momentum, then you are going to consider getting out. Or if the SPY background on the Ninja changes to neutral or opposite of the trade. So if the SPY background goes from green to black, which would be a neutral, or to pink or red, then you want to get out of the trade. In other words, when the multi-time frame trend changes, you basically don't want to be in that trade anymore, because the likelihood of that being the highest probability at that point in time is gone, because you don't have your trend in the direction that you're trading. So again, what we're looking at on the Dominator system, we're looking on the Ninja platform, we're looking for a bullish trade, we're looking for a green background, we're looking for a buy signal based on the market internals, so the market internals will be bullish. We're looking for the compass system to also be green on your multi-time frame and current time frame momentum, the Laguerre. We want those to match. And we want to be able to get in somewhere near support on a bullish and somewhere near resistance on a bearish one. And we want to take these trades, because the ones that are going to be the best are if the SPY is an uptrend for the day and then maybe pulls back. You don't want to be trading it short if the SPY has been an uptrend all day. You'd much rather wait until the SPY turns, goes green again, and starts to head up, so you can join the trend. And on a choppy day, you can. I mean, on a choppy day, if it's just going up and down, you can take trades in both directions, because since there's no trend to it. But if it is trending, you want to try to stay in that particular trend. All right, so this is a 5-minute chart on the SPY, and I've got 2 different days here. Okay, so this is the Ninja platform here. This is the market internals. See the green background here, the dark green background. You see the buy signals right here. The buy signals right here, these green arrows. Now in this particular case, we're right at the 15-day moving average, the 15 EMA of the EMA. So that's actually a decent entry location for getting into the SPY. It's the first buy signal, but it looks good. And again, you can see it moves up pretty nicely. Nothing goes up straight. But when you get up to this point, you notice that you see how your market internals go from green to red right here. Once this happens and the buy signal disappears, and you've got completely red internals right here, you want to get out of the trade. So this is where you're likely to get out. I wouldn't stay in it past here. I mean, it's kept going up, but you're taking your probability way down because of the fact that the market internals have gone red on you. Now, keep this in mind right here. Okay, this is the Ninja platform. This is the Dominator chart. So, and this is basically what we're looking to get in here around 245. All right, so here is the compass system on the same exact day, same exact time frame, 245. Notice in the compass system, you see how the multi-time frame went from yellow to green right here at 245, and then we get this bounce off the 15 EMA right here. Okay, and then this is the SPY. You see as the SPY is moving up, it's moving up, it's moving up, and then again here we're getting this red candle right here. Now this is where the Ninja platform turned to red, and you would want to be out. So we'll go back and look at that. See how that turned to red right there at the end of the day. Some little reds come in. So that's where you would be getting out of the trade. Obviously you're not going to stay in overnight, so that's where you would take it out. But this is a nice entry. Again, you've got green on the compass system, right off the 15 EMA. Nice place to enter right there. Here's your Ninja. There it is at 245, right there with your first buy arrow, right off the 15 there as well. And you buy it, you get in here and you just ride this thing up till right about here. And that's actually the end of the day right there. So you'd be getting out at the end of the day. You could have ridden this for the whole 240, an hour and 15 minutes of an uptrend, which is pretty nice. Okay, so there's your compass system. So again, they've lined up for you now. Both of those things are good. They're both green. They're both bullish, and you've got a Dominator system with green internals. You've got buy signals on it. You've got a green black background, You got a compass system with green on both of your momentum indexes, and you've got it basically above the 15 right off of it moving up. So basically that's what you need. Those are the keys to getting into the profitable trade. So we'll take a look at one other one. This is another day, and here you see here's a SPY going neutral, right, black. Then it goes to light green, and light green you can trade light green. It doesn't have as high a probability as the dark green does, but the trend obviously is going from neutral to bullish. So usually it's going to switch to some semi-bullish and then very bullish, because it doesn't just usually switch from one color to the other. It can, but it usually doesn't. So anywhere in here, if you wanted to kind of get in early, anywhere when the price is down here around the 15 EMA, as long as the compass system lines up, then you've got market internals here. Again, they don't have to be all green to get the buy signals. The Dominator system is looking across all those 5 indexes and making a determination of whether there's the disparity of stocks moving up versus stocks moving down is sufficient enough across all the indexes in total, even though some of the indexes may not be all green. For example, if you're looking at the Dow, you've got 30 stocks. Well, you could have like 15 or 18 Dow stocks going down, but if the Russell's got 1,500 stocks going up, then the Russell is going to offset the Dow by quite a lot. It has obviously a lot more stocks in it, so it's telling you that there's likely to be a move to the upside. And then when these Dominator signals, not the signals, but when these internals start to go from red to green or green to red, it is fairly predictive of what the market is likely to do. Well, because again, it's not looking at price, it's just looking at the total number of stocks, and we only print buy signals and sell signals when the disparity between the buys, the stocks moving up and the stocks moving down, is sufficient enough to justify that. Like, 400 moving up, 100 moving down, 500 moving up, 50 moving down. It's a large disparity, and that's what's going to generate these signals. All right, so you could have entered right here, any place along this 15 EMA on this light. Now, if you get in here on the dark, this is pretty far from the EMA, so we would want to go over to the compass system and see where the support and resistance levels are over there. So if you're getting buy signals when it seems to be fairly removed, so we'll take a look at this. All right, so this is a nice move up here. Obviously, this is a beautiful trade, and let's take a look at the compass system at the same time. And here is where your entrance would be on the compass system. You can see all of the multi-time frame here, current time frame here. They go green right here at 145, and 145 was right here after this red candle, and this is where you would take it, and you could ride it. Notice it stays green the whole way. You're riding up the 15 EMA right here. All right, so I don't think I get times on here, but basically before this after this red candle here and this red candle here, this is where the stock moved up. So let me switch back over here. You can see this big candle here, 130 or so. So 145 would have been the entrance, and you get the idea. I mean, basically we're looking for the compass system and the ninja system to match up at the same time. And once they do, then you can get in. So you could have got in back here. You could ride this up, and you're not going to get shaken. You're not going to get shaken out of the trade here. I mean, you got a big candle pulling back, but you still got a nice green internals and still getting buying signals, and it keeps going up. Stocks don't go straight up and straight down. They chop around. But when your internals are this green, the stock is generally going to go up in that direction. You just don't want to be chasing it. So, like if you're trying to buy way up here, that's kind of far extended. And if I go to the compass system, you probably would be trying. You don't want to be trying to enter the trade way up here after it's come off of this 15 EMA and it's getting too far extended from. See how far it is from the VWAP. See how far it is from the 15 EMA. So again, this is where you would want to be getting in, right here off the 15, or right here off the 15. Those would be entrances, and there could have been dynamic compression zone in here as well. You could be using or the VWAP, but I think you get the idea. What we're talking about is we want the entries to be somewhere near support level like the 15 EMA or the VWAP, and entering them as close to that as possible, because that's going to give us the maximum effect. But we also want all of the compass indicators to be green, and we want all of our market internals. We want buy signals. They don't have to have all the market internals be green. You notice that there's buy signals here, even though you've got a couple of reds or 3 reds right here. But that still means there's plenty of more stocks moving up than moving down. So you would buy it right there. And again, this would have been a really, really nice trade, obviously. The SPY moves quite a bit. So, and you know, when you start doing this, you know, either use paper trades or just use one contract. I'll show you how I've done with one contract. I've been testing this for about a month, so to see how it worked, kind of tweak it to get it where it's at. But it's looking pretty good. And what I'm going to try to do is in the room, when I do a SPY trade now, I'm going to like post it in the question box for everybody to see, so we can see when we're taking those. Today I was going to do it, but there's really no opportunity to do it today. Again, so there's the compass system matching the Ninja system. That's really all you need. You need both of those. This is just, I just wanted to put this is the results that I started on October 5th to 6th, I think. And I've only been using one contract. I'm just testing this out to see how it works. So the money is not significant. I wasn't really worried about profits and losses. I was more worried about the win rate and how the trade was working, how effective it was for wins and losses, etc. But I mean, for one contract, it's not bad. It's like a little over $4 grand or something, which is fine. But that wasn't the main point of the test. Wasn't to make money. It was to see if the strategy worked. And you can see that we get gross P&Ls was up every single day. So that's I just wanted to show you that. And this comes right off of use a program called Trader View, and I import all my trades in there. And what I've done is I taken and marked all the SPY trades that were based on the Dominator system, this was the one from October 6th or something, October 5th to 6th. And again, the key thing here is not the gain or loss. It's not the big deal, because we're talking about one contract. It would have been a lot more, obviously, but I was much more interested in the win rate and what's called the profit factor. Profit factor is really important. So basically what we had here was 53 trades, 48 wins out of the 53 trades. So about 90%, 91%. We had 4 losing trades and 1 scratch trade. Maximum consecutive wins, 16 in a row. Maximum, never had more than 1 loss in a row. And here's the profit factor, which was 26.10, which is astronomical for a strategy. I mean, if you get a profit factor of 2, that's really good. But this is really high on this. Now, this again, it was very selective about the trades I was taking. So I didn't have any. The biggest gain was only $400. The largest loss was $83. These weren't big trades. Again, they was mostly one contracts. But I just kind of wanted to show you what the results were of the test that I did, and I feel pretty comfortable about this. I'm probably up to maybe 60, 65 trades now, but basically the win rate is staying the same between 90 and 92%. But it's the reason that's done, and this, by the way, is a link to the library of all my videos. The reason that the results are so good is because the criteria that we're using for the highest probability trades is really pretty stringent. It's really important to only take the best trades that you can, and especially on trending days. On choppy days, you can take the trades, obviously, but you have to be careful. Today and yesterday were horrible days to trade the SPY, because there was too much chop in the SPY. So that's a problem when you're getting a lot of that chop, stocks going up and down, moving around crazy. In fact, I think I can pull this over and show it to you. Yeah. So whoops, listed here. Here we go. Yeah, so this was the SPY for today. This is where it closed. This big red candle. You look at these candles, and I think anybody who's in the room today noticed this. I was saying all day long, this is a horrible day to trade. You've got we go back here to this morning, you know, you started with a light red, and we went to a dark red, and we had some sell signals in here. But look at the price action, and look how far off the 15 you are when this starts. You can't be chasing these trades down here. I mean, that's really hard to do. And even the trades that worked were really short-lived. You know, you got these 3 big candles, and it immediately reversed, and you see you started getting mixed signals on the Dominator system, and your sell signal went away right there. Sell signals go away here, so there's no consistency. Then you go to a light green, then you go to a neutral background, then a light red pink, then you go to a background of light pink again with a sell signal on this one big candlestick. You're not going to take this. I mean, this is one big candlestick, and you don't even have a dark pink background. And then the SPY comes down, and then it chops around down here, just chopping. You've got sell signals, yes. You've got decent setups on the Dominator system here, but you don't have any. You have no momentum in the market. It's very choppy. That's why knowing what kind of day you're having is very, very important. Then it switches over here to the light pink again. We've got no sell signals on this candle. We get a sell signal here, then no sell signal, just no consistency. And that's where the day ended. Just not a day to trade the SPY. There just was no trades that meet the criteria that we have. And when you have days when you don't have the criteria that meet your trade, you don't take any trades. You don't want to force this kind of stuff. It's just not healthy to try to force these kind of trades. And again, it's going back to yesterday, and you can see the green, but you see the chop, just chop. And if you looked at the compass system on these times, a lot of them you had multi-time frame was one color, current time frame was another color. Just no good trades to take. So again, try to focus on making sure that you've got the highest trade setups. Don't force them. Don't force the trades, and just take the best ones, and you know, ease into this so you're not risking too much when you're getting into these trades. So again, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. Get this out of the way, and I hope that helps a little bit. I've been talking about this for a while, and I tried to put together as clear a setup as I could. You know, again, we're looking for the highest probability trades. We need the Dominator to be green with buy signals with a green background for bullish, and then we also need the compass system to match up when that happens. And then we want to trade in the direction of the trend for the SPY that day, and then we want to get in at a support level or a resistance level for shorts. Those are the basic rules that we want to follow. But you've got to also keep the market trend in mind as well when you enter the trade. So hopefully this is going to be will be helpful to you, and we can talk about it in the room tomorrow if anybody has any questions on this. But again, I appreciate everybody taking the time to watch this. I think this is going to be a really good system to trade. So I wanted to give it kind of a fancy name. That's why I called it the SPY Super System. So anyway, it's an excellent strategy that has a really good win rate, and I hope it helps everybody make some money. So thanks very much for listening. We'll see everybody in the morning.